Can you imagine outsmarting someone who's supposed to protect you? Jennifer and Kristina Beard, two clever twins, faced a frightening situation. Their own mom turned into a killer, thinking she got away with it, but these smart sisters had other plans. In a true event filled with suspense and quick thinking, they managed to outsmart their dangerous mom. How did these twins outwit their own mother? Let's dive into this spine-tingling journey of courage and intelligence. In 1993, there's a troubling situation involving 13-year-old Kristina and her identical twin sister Jennifer. Kristina resides in Austin, Texas, with her mom Celeste and stepdad Steven, while Jennifer lives in Washington State with their biological father Craig. The twins experienced a prolonged custody battle between their parents following a divorce, leading to their separation. Despite living miles apart, Kristina and Jennifer were inseparable best friends. This seemingly normal situation got a turn with their mom's planning with Tracy, a released person from a psychiatric facility, is secretly conspiring with Celeste to carry out a violent crime. This scheme is causing great fear for Kristina and Jennifer, who share concerns about their safety. The lack of adequate security measures intensifies their anxiety, making them fearful for their lives. In July 1996, after being apart for 3 years, the twins decided to have a summer trip together. They met at their grandparents' house in California and were super excited because it had been more than 2 years since they last saw each other. "We were so happy to be back together," one of the sisters said. However, things got really sad when Jennifer tried to call her dad Craig to let him know we arrived safely. Unfortunately, no one answered the phone, even after trying many times. And after 2 days, they got the news that their dad had passed away at home, and he left behind a handwritten letter. For a long time, he faced difficulties without saying much, and his daughters wondered why. That day felt like the worst. The twins were really surprised. Jennifer was only supposed to visit for 2 weeks, but she ended up moving in with Kristina, Celeste, and their new stepdad, Stephen Beard, in Austin, Texas. At first, Jennifer found it tough to get used to the new situation, but when she met Steve Beard, her new stepdad, he was surprisingly friendly and caring, giving her a lot of attention. When Steve first met him, he was really nice, especially since he was technically the stepdad. They used to have special Sunday breakfast together, and it meant a lot to the person. After living together for years, their blended family seemed happy from the outside. The sisters, now in their senior year, finally had a stable father figure. Stephen even officially adopted them, giving each a special family ring. But everything changed on October 2nd, 1999, at 2:30 a.m. When Jennifer was back at Stephen's house, Kristina was asleep. Suddenly, Kristina's bedroom door swung open, lights turned on, and her mom rushed in, saying someone was at the door. Confused, Kristina jumped out of bed, and as she headed to the front door, she saw flashing white lights. In a state of shock, not knowing who was outside, Kristina called 911. Panicking, she explained that someone was banging on their door, and outside, police sirens blared with lights flashing. The 911 operator reassured her that the people outside were the police. Kristina then quickly goes to the front door to allow the police to come in. I open the door, and it's the police. They ask, "Is your dad home?" I reply, "Yeah, he's upstairs." Kristina rushes to her stepfather's bedroom with the police, and her mom follows, looking very worried. When the police officer and she walked in, Steve was already getting assistance from the paramedics. Steve needed urgent medical help, and they had to act fast for him to survive. The paramedics try to make Steve stable, but he's losing a lot of blood. While they rush to take him to the hospital, a police officer finds something surprising: a shotgun shell on the ground next to Steve's bed. Kristina called her sister to share the scary news about Steve being taken to the hospital by helicopter. She was really worried and couldn't believe what had just happened. Meanwhile, investigators at the household found that someone entered through an unlocked side door and went to Steve's room, shooting him. Now, before they can figure out what happened, they need to collect DNA samples from everyone who was in the house at that time: Kristina, Jennifer, and their mom, Celeste. As they left the house, Celeste quietly told Christine, "If the police ask, don't mention Tracy's name." Why Celeste said this becomes clearer when they learn about Celeste's connection with Tracy Tarleton. 6 months prior, Celeste befriended Tracy, a 45-year-old manager of a local bookstore in Austin. Tracy became close to Celeste and her family, often joining them for dinners, birthdays, and even attending the twins' high school graduation. Their friendship seemed odd, and the twins sensed Tracy might want more than just a friendly relationship with their mom. Now, on the way to the hospital, the twins are left trying to figure out what's going on. At the hospital, detectives ask them who they think shot their dad, and even though their mom doesn't want them to say it, they mention Tracy Tarleton. Then, Tracy was being investigated, and because she's close to the Beard family, she's the main suspect. But something doesn't add up. Detectives are unsure if Tracy acted alone and suspect someone else might be involved. They got a search warrant for Tracy's house because they found a shotgun shell matching the one that injured Stephen Beard. Beard. When they went to Tracy's house and asked if she had a shotgun, she admitted she did. She showed them a Franchi 20-gauge shotgun with her name on it. The police took the shotgun for further analysis. As days pass, everyone eagerly awaits news from the investigators. Finally, the detectives have some results. It turns out that the shotgun used to injure Mr. Beard on October 8, 1999, is the same one they found. 5 days after the shooting, Tracy Tarleton is arrested and charged with attempted murder. However, the investigators are not satisfied. Tracy refuses to talk about why she did it, and they believe there's more to the story. They keep asking questions because they think she didn't act alone, suspecting there might be someone else involved who is currently free. Despite their efforts, Tracy remains silent. Despite his twins' support during difficult months, he sadly doesn't make it and passes away due to injuries from the shooting. The sisters are struggling with their dad's death, filled with pain and questions. Celeste, their mom, tries to support them by helping with funeral arrangements. The media picks up the story, raising concerns about the killer being at large. Investigators face challenges due to a lack of evidence. Meanwhile, the twins notice Celeste's odd behavior, escalating to a shocking incident on February 16, 2000. Celeste suggests a group suicide, pulls out a knife, and stabs herself. Panicked, the twins call 911, leading to Celeste being rushed to the hospital. During her hospital stay, Celeste's erratic calls prompt one of the twins, Kristina, to start recording them, revealing a crucial piece of evidence. As Kristina is about to stop recording, Celeste confesses to hiring someone to kill Steve. The twins, terrified, connect the dots from suspicious events and realize they're in danger. To escape, they go into hiding, using cash and staying in motels. Celeste hunts them, but armed with taped threats, the twins get a family violence protective order. Tracy, initially silent, decides to cooperate, revealing that Celeste planned the murder, not her alone. In 2002, Tracy's important statement and recordings by the twins gave investigators the proof they needed to arrest Celeste for a serious crime on March 28th. However, being arrested doesn't mean she's automatically guilty. The twins were scared with her still out there, so they teamed up with lawyers and Tracy to make sure she goes to jail. The trial started on February 3, 2003, and the sisters had to testify against their own mom. It was really hard for them. They felt afraid and conflicted because even though Celeste is their mom, they wanted justice for Steve, the victim. The twins revealed that their mom had serious mental health issues, which made their childhood scary and traumatic due to her violent outbursts. Growing up, emotions were chaotic for her, with lots of yelling and nasty phone calls that seemed normal. Jennifer shares that when Celeste married 69-year-old Steve Beard, it wasn't for love, but to inherit his money. Asked about her feelings, she admitted marrying for money. She even expressed a wish for Steve to die soon to get everything. Investigators found she spent $500,000 of his money in 6 months on clothes, jewelry, and art. Celeste also put sleeping pills in Steve's food, and after a breakdown, she was checked into a mental hospital. There, she met Tracy, building a close relationship to manipulate her. Celeste convinced Tracy that Steve was abusive, setting the stage for her plan. She had a plan to use Tracy's shotgun for a violent act. They discussed where to enter the area, park, and enter the house. Then, they followed the plan, saw the person, and shot him once. The courtroom was shocked. The trial lasted weeks, and on March 19, 2003, the jury found Celeste guilty of capital murder. Emotions run high as the daughters express relief and justice for their father. Kristina bravely confronts her mother, questioning why she treated them poorly despite their love. Now, the twins can feel relieved because they don't have to hide anymore. They can enjoy their lives completely. After the court session ends, Tracy meets with the twins and says sorry to them for the trouble she caused. And that's all for today.